Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Random Match Review series. I know it's been a while since we've done one of these. However, I have a lot of time on my hands today and on Monday. Sunday, I will be going out of state, so I won't be able to record anything. However, over the next couple of days, excluding Sunday, I will be pre-recording a lot of my content. Excluding one video, I will be doing my Elimination Chamber predictions Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at some point, once we've determined the final member of the Women's Chamber. However, we are not looking forward at the moment. We are looking back, all the way back to 2006, where we have Kane taking on MVP in a straight fight in Britain. It is in Manchester, England, in the UK. It's been matched about 13 minutes long. I have yet to watch it, but I've seen a few of the images from it, so it looks pretty cool. They have a little red telephone box in it. So I will be determining how good this match is, and I will explain it to you once I've finished watching it, which I'm going to do right after I cut from this segment. Hello, everybody. So, just got finished watching the match. I do want to let you know I am a little ill at the moment, so I might sound a little strange. However, there's a lot of interesting bits of this match. It's actually quite a good match. I didn't really expect it being just on a random episode of SmackDown. But for a street fight between two guys who are generally known as mid-carders at this point in the year, and at this point in time generally, it's a damn good match. So the story of this one is that MVP had helped Mr. Kennedy pick up a win over Kane a few weeks prior to this match. So Kane was angry about this, so we got this one. So originally, Kane takes control, but MVP is able to roll out of the ring, and since it's a street fight, goes to grab a chair. He will be represented by The Rock because I don't have an MVP figure, and Kane will be represented by Scott Hall because I don't have a Kane figure. So instead of trying to hit Kane in the head or hit him in the stomach, MVP kind of swings over to this void, which allows Kane to kick the chair out of the Rock. What am I saying? MVP's hands. And MVP's like, oh no! And then Kane takes control again. So Kane beats him up all the way to the top of the ramp. And at the stage, there's a bunch of British stuff. There's a sign there. There's what looks like a trash can. There's a telephone booth and a British car. So MVP gets control back after throwing Kane into the telephone box up there, hits him into that, and then he throws him into the telephone box, and he makes fun of him. He's like, ha ha ha, I have locked you in the telephone box. And instead of, opening the door to attack MVP or trying to, get out or taunt back, Kane just punches through the glass and knocks MVP to the ground. This, of course, causes MVP to bleed because glass shattered all in his face, so he bleeds for the rest of the match. Kane then puts MVP in the telephone booth and pushes the box over. MVP tries to crawl out. He's like, please, no, no. Then Kane beats him up all the way back down to the ring for what feels like ages. And then eventually they get there. However, MVP was able to use the chair again and hit Kane this time. After a little bit of domination by MVP, Kane takes control again. And on the outside, Kane is looking to do a move by the announce table, but he doesn't know what he wants to do yet. So he's standing there, he's like, He's holding MVP. He's getting ready to toss him onto the table, you'd think. But instead of tossing him onto the table, he tosses him over the table. And not just, rolling on the outside next to the announcers, almost directly into JBL. And MVP lands in JBL's seat. So Jay was like, what the... And once he comes back on commentary, he's like, goodness gracious, this is terrible. He was trying to hit me with the body of MVP. Boo. If I wasn't retired, I'd beat him up. However, Kane is, whatever. Kane picks up MVP and then brings him all the way over to the steel steps and drops his face on them. MVP, because he's bleeding, bleeds a little bit more. And then Kane puts MVP back in the ring and grabs the chair again. So Kane, he has the chair. He places it on the ground. I'll put it on the ground. He goes back to attack MVP, lifts him up for some sort of upward maneuver. But MVP is able to counter and DDT Kane. There we go. Goodness gracious, these things are sometimes hard to operate. Onto the chair. Kane's stunned on the ground, like, ooh. Then MVP rolls out of the ring to try and get the ring bell to hit Kane with that. But Kane catches him, in chokeslam position. Then MVP just hits his arm with the ring bell. Kane's like, ah, and then he just hits him with the bell to the head. However, MVP's like, oh man, I'm so tired. Whew, he turns around to go back to attack Kane. Kane instantly sits up, and he's like, boom. Like, he cannot beat Kane. So eventually, let's see here. Kane gets... Okay, so Kane grabs the steel steps and he throws them into the ring. So the steel steps land like right next to MVP's head. Like, MVP's on the ground and the steel steps go flying over the top rope right here. So MVP's like, oh, damn. He has to roll out of the way. Then Kane goes back in the ring looking to hit MVP with the steps, but Mr. Kennedy comes out, who will be represented by Cody Rhodes here. He's like, ha ha ha. And then, since it's a street fight and there's no rules, he distracts Kane and MVP hits him with a low blow. And then they both, MVP and Mr. Kennedy, use the steps, hit Kane right in the face, and MVP gets the win. After that, the Undertaker comes out, dong. Everyone's like, Undertaker! He runs out. He beats up MVP after Mr. Kennedy sacrifices MVP to Kane and Undertaker. And Kane and Taker stand tall and look at MVP. And then they look at Kennedy. And Kennedy's like, and then he leaves. So overall, it was a pretty good match, and I really did enjoy all of the spots in it. I think, obviously, since I don't know any of the story really going into it, it probably would have meant more to me if I did. However, I'm going to be giving this match a solid B+. I did really love all the spots, as I just said. And maybe it was a little bit overbooked there at the end. However, I think the silly fun of British weapons was enough to save it from just plain street fight. Thank you for watching. Make sure to have a good day, good evening, good night, good morning, good dawn, good dusk, good whatever. Make sure to watch any of my older content if you want to. I do a lot of these, so this is, I believe, the 7th one. Go back and watch that if you want. And goodbye.